Hi guys, so it's Wednesday, August 26th, and I want to go through today's homework with you. So here is my ladybug, so we can go through today's assignments. Here's my ladybug. Oops, I turned it off. Let me go back to it. So Wednesday, we are going to start off with our daily packet. So that's the day 3 page. We're going to do our benchmark activity of the day, which comes from our calendar, or if you're looking at your calendar, your other calendar, it's written here as well. This activity is written right here. So it's the same thing, just 2 different places where you can look. And we're going to finish our pamphlet. So that's all we have for benchmark. So we'll start with that and then we'll go through the rest of it here. So here's our daily packet, and today I didn't do very much with you. And again, it's going to be the case that you're going to be doing this on your own more and more, but I'll always go through it in this video, in our videos. So it says choose the correct word to complete the sentence. So again, it's unit 1, week 1, day 3. So I wonder what is in that big brown jump. I wonder what is in that big brown box. Box makes more sense there, right? I'm going to write that. They sell shirts and pants at their shop. They sell shirts and pants at their flag. Shop makes more sense there. We're going to write shop. When it is hot outside, I like to get chest. When it is hot outside, I like to get wet. Wet. We want to cool down. We did this one together. This one was a little different. It wasn't just answering a question. This one was actually correcting what they had here. So we rewrote Dear Pam, left a comma there, but we put this, the question part on the next line. Can you come to my party? Question mark. So everything was okay. We just needed to kind of separate it out to make it look more like a letter. Our math facts we have here, we have 9. Add 2 more, makes 11, 9, 10, 11. 8, add 4 more, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 9 plus 7, if I make a 10 here, take 1 away from 7, 10 plus 6 gives me 16. 6 and 6, that's a doubles, I should know right away. 6 and 6 makes 12. And since I know 6 and 6 makes 12, if I add 1 more, this is 6 and 7, I just add 1 more and gives me 13. 5 plus 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Another 13. Our fact families, we talked about that for addition. Big number goes last. And we really talked about this today. For subtraction, big number goes first. We want the whole first. And then for addition, we're just going to flip-flop the add-ins, which are 8 and 10. We'll flip-flop them here. 10 and 8 makes 18. And here we'll flip-flop the subtraction part and what the difference will be. 18 take away 8 gives us a difference of 10. 18 take away 10 gives us a difference of 8. Our problem of the day, we have Matt has 10 black caps. So they have 1 there. So I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 there, including the 1 that's in the picture. Pat has 5 green caps. So I'll draw 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I have my 2 parts. 10 and 5. How many caps do Matt and Kat have? So in all together would be 15. So I have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, so daily packet, check. You can check that off our list. And we're going to our activity of the day in our government booklet. So today we went through, so we kind of talked about what we read yesterday in pages 6 and 7 with smoke jumpers. And then today we talked about our diagram here, which has labels and captions. we had the words gear, fireproof, and equipment highlighted because these were special vocabulary words that either came from our vocabulary part in our pamphlet, or these words were words that we defined in the back of our book, so that back cover page. That's why those are highlighted. AP, this is what we talked about today, stands for author's purpose. So why did the author write this passage, this story? And we said it was to inform us, to teach us about smoke jumpers and their cool jobs. So today's activity with smoke jumpers, page 8 and 9, it says finish reading the selection. So we're going to reread just 8 and 9. We're going to point to the word gear in paragraph 4. So maybe we'll circle it to really point it out. And then we're going to list examples of what the word gear means in the text. So examples of gear that they're going to give us in the story. So here we go. So I'm going to reread both pages, and then I'll go back to paragraph 4 where the word gear is. Smoke jumpers wear a special gear. Oh, you know what? It was a highlighted word, so we'll circle it too to like really remember and emphasize that word. Smoke jumpers wear special gear to keep them safe. Padded fireproof suits and helmets with face masks protect jumpers from fire, rocks, and trees. Parachutes are another piece of equipment. They can be steered by the smoke jumpers. Their bright colors can be spotted quickly. Being a smoke jumper takes strength and training. Smoke jumpers learn how to jump from a plane, handle a parachute, and land safely. Once they are on the ground, they must be able to climb trees, use different saws, and work well in a team. Next time you hear about a forest fire, you can be sure that smoke jumpers are on the job. I'm going to go back to this page here. So smoke jumpers wear special gear to keep them safe. So what I'm going to do is it said list examples. So I'm just going to underline. Instead of listing, I'll underline different gear that these smoke jumpers wear. So smoke jumpers wear special gear to keep them safe. Padded fireproof suits, okay? So they're padded fireproof suits, that's part of their gear. And helmets gear, with face masks, they'll keep that all together, with face masks, protect jumpers from fire, rocks, and trees. Parachutes are another important piece of equipment. So equipment and gear, they kind of go together. They have very similar meanings, gear and equipment. They can be steered by the smoke jumpers. Their bright colors can be spotted quickly. It takes strength, training to learn to jump. Oh, here, let me continue on this page. So, so far we have 2 pieces of gear. They talked about padded fireproof suits, helmets with face masks, 3, and parachutes. So I underlined those 3 words and phrases. But here I just noticed others, a few others maybe. Being a smoke jumper takes strength and training, so that's stuff they need, but it's not gear, physical stuff. Smoke jumpers learn how to jump from a plane, handle a parachute, and land safely. Once they're on the ground, they must be able to climb trees, use different saws. So maybe saws can be part of their gear. Looks like they have to carry that on their self somehow. Next time you hear about smoke jumpers, about a forest fire, you can be sure that smoke jumpers are on the job. Okay, so then we had 4. We had their suits, their helmets, their parachutes, and saws are all gear. And the gear, they also talked about here. So really a lot of this here is their gear, that entire diagram, right? Gear. But in the text, we already underlined those. All right, so check for this. That is completed. Our activity for Wednesday. Oh, look, I forgot to check. I've done Monday, Tuesday, and I just finished Wednesday's activity. So that brings us to our last piece of our benchmark, our language arts time, and that is our pamphlet. So today we were talking about greetings and closings, and what I want to do before I go into the pieces we haven't done yet is reread this part here, because it's a good reminder of what the lesson is about. It's always a good idea to go back and read that if you're having troubles, especially with the grammar part. we begin letters and emails with a greeting. Greetings are words like dear or hi. The greeting is followed by the person's name you are writing to. We end letters and emails with a closing. Closings include words like love, sincerely, or yours truly. All greetings and closings are followed by a comma, so they have commas. So today, what we did when we were in our meeting, we just added our comma after all of these greetings and closings, and we circled if it was a greeting or a closing. So we said, yours truly, closing. Dear Jake, greeting. Hi, Kelly, greeting. With love, closing. Yours truly, closing. And then here, they forgot to write greeting or closing for us. So I wrote a C and circled it because with love, Jan, is a closing. And we added the comma there. All right, so I'm gonna go right behind that. So this is page 4. This one here, it says, put a comma after each greeting and closing, or closing. So dear Joey, comma, did you have fun on vacation? We did that one together. Dear grandma, comma, thank you for my bike. And we said, oh, that little silly, there's 2 number 1s. Number 2, hi Sylvia. So just add a comma after Sylvia. Can you come over tomorrow? Number 3, dear Maria, comma, did you find your phone? Number 4, hi Grandpa, comma, how are you? Hi Uncle Charlie, comma, I miss you. Okay, and then the last one, we said this one, since you're on your own, I did want you to actually write it correctly. We didn't rewrite them here, even though it said rewrite them, and that's okay. But I do want you to rewrite one here. It says, dear Brandon, thank you for my birthday present. So we want to correct it on the lines here. So we're going to rewrite, dear Brandon, and we're going to put a comma after that greeting. And then we're going to continue on the next line. Thank you for my birthday present. And there's a period to end that sentence. And I know I went a little fast here, so if you need to pause anytime during the video, please do so you go at your own pace and do your best job. So that is the end of our pamphlet. So we yesterday completed our word sort and our vocabulary. Today we did grammar and the second piece of grammar. On your own, if you haven't gotten a chance to do this, you should have 5 sentences with your spelling words. I did this yesterday. I mean, I talked about it, but I said it's a good idea to kind of flip this open. That way you can see your spelling words. Pick 5 words that you know you can write a sentence about, and you're going to write them on each number. And I'm not writing and doing this part with you, but I made a little checklist instead. You're not writing this checklist. If you want to keep it in a separate place, you can. What I want in the lines here are your sentences. For each sentence, you need to make sure you start with a capital letter. There has to either be a period, question, or exclamation, so some kind of punctuation at the end. And spelling, the word I want for sure spelled correctly is the spelling word because it's right here. You have your word bank, so your word that you use from here, that has to be spelled correctly. So spelling word needs to be spelled correctly. Everything else, it's okay if you're unsure, just do your best guess. Maybe ask a parent for help if you really need to know. But the spelling word is what I'm really looking at that is spelled correctly. I am collecting the pamphlets at our next drop-off pickup, and this is what I mostly look at, our sentences. Okay, so with that, we are finished. Let me zoom in here. With our Wednesday activities, we did our daily page, our benchmark activity, and finished our pamphlet. So now we're going into math. For math, if you need to, this part is always optional, watch the video on PowerSchool. That helps you kind of restates the lesson. You have to do your quick check online for the lesson of the day before, not on Mondays, but today's Wednesday, so you should have Tuesdays completed and Wednesdays completed by the end of today. And I'll show you how to get there in a second. And then we're going to do the independent practice of our math right after. So let me minimize this so I can show you the quick check and how to get there. So how you got to your math test on Envision last week, that's exactly the way you're going to go into these quick checks every day. So I'm going to minimize that. So if you go into, yours says Power School, mine says Power Teacher, but it takes you into your Envision Math. If you click on Classes, it will take you to your homeroom. In homeroom, you're going to have assignments, and you'll see which have been assigned for you. Oh, yay, it looks like some people got on it for today. This wasn't here this morning, but I see 2 people completed their quick check for 1-1. Oh, you know what, actually, sorry. The video is the pink. So 4 people did the video, 2 people did the quick check, 2 people did the quick check for 1-2, and 3 people watched the video for 1-2. So for today, no one has completed that quick check because today we did lesson 1-3, which means you won't do this quick check until tomorrow. So it's kind of a quick check the next day to see if you remember and understood the lesson. But I'm glad somebody watched the video. The videos are great to review the lesson before you do that independent practice. So again, it's in your Envision Math under Classes, Homeroom, Assignments is where your quick check is, and that must be done every day except Mondays. Every day except Mondays. All right, so I'm going to minimize that. I'm going to take you back to my ladybug to go over our math. So we talked about video quick check. Now here's our independent practice. So today, just because of time, we skipped examples 2 and 3, but we talked about 8 cubes, 2 being taken away, 6 is called the difference. So the answer to a subtraction minus problem is called difference. I'm gonna flip it open. This is the part we did together. We moved our whole to the first little line. We made that be the very first number of our subtraction problem because we're gonna have the whole. The first little section was our part. So we have 9 take away 5 gives us 4. 10 take away 7 gives us 3 as our difference. 7 take away 5 gives us 2. 18 take away 6 gave us our 12 as our difference. And then we talked about this here. You guys helped me out with this where we talked about how to write a subtraction sentence. We always write the whole first, the big number first. You take away a part, and that's going to give you the difference, the answer to that subtraction problem, which now takes us to the independent practice. So this part, hopefully you already tried for yourself and have most of it done, and now you're just checking. So here we go. I'm going to move my 15 here. 15 take away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 is what's being taken away. 15 minus 8. I'm going to draw more moons. 15 take away 8 gives me 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is my difference. I have 11 here as my whole. I'm going to take away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is my first part. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 5 is one of my parts, my difference, part, whole. Here, it's kind of going backwards. Oh, you have your whole minus something gives us 6. So we're trying to find the missing part. And just because I know my doubles, I can already think of the answer. But if I needed to do it in a different way, I could think about 12 minus 6, kind of flip-flop the problem there, will give me my answer of my part. I can also draw the rest of my sons here to figure out what the other part is. So I know 12 is the whole, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I had to draw 6 extra pieces here to get to 12 as my whole, which gives me my missing number as 6. 12 minus 6 gives us 6, a double. Okay, then I go to the back side to problem solving. Some marbles are in a box. Ooh, this is kind of like yesterday. So we don't know how many marbles are in the box. But Rita took out minus 7, took out 7. Now there are 5 marbles in the box. How many marbles were in the box before? So this one's kind of tricky because it's not 7 take away 5. They're not saying there were 7 marbles and 5 got taken out. They're saying there were some marbles, like the whole was there. 7 got taken away and now there's 5. So what was the whole? The way to find the whole is actually to add these two. We just add the parts together. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gonna add 7, 6. Oh, I guess I have to count 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if I count 7 and 5, 1, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 is the whole. So there were 12 marbles first in the beginning. Rita took out 7 and now there's 5. Tricky question there. Okay, number 8. 8 friends play a game. Some friends go home. Now there are 5. Draw a picture to show the story. So I'm going to draw 8 friends. So here's my 8 little stick people. 8 friends. Some friends go home. I don't know how many went home, but now there's 5. So I'm going to circle 4 here and add 1 more. That gives me 5. So those are my 5 friends that are still playing. So that means the leftover guys are the ones that went home. They left. So I can see there's 3. So there were 8 total. So that tells me in my head, oh, 8 is my whole. That should be the number that was written first in this subtraction sentence. So I can tell that my answer is either going to be A or B, because 11 is not my whole. I can take those answers out. They don't make sense. 8 take away, the ones that went away, or 3 that went away, gave me 5. Oh, and you know what? It's not even asking for the answer, but if I go 8 minus something, which is the 3, gives me 5. That's how I solve this problem, letter C. Okay, next one is number 10. So this one I talked about yesterday is always my favorite, especially when we're together to be able to share these stories. It says, write a story about birds and a tree. So this is where you get to be creative and come up with your own problem. You can get sneaky and do something like this where you have the whole left out and figure out the whole. Or you can just do a regular subtraction problem where you have your whole, some go away, how many are there? So write a story about birds in a tree, tell how many are in the tree and tell how many lie away. Then find out how many are left in the tree. So I'm gonna say, I have, ooh, I'm gonna write about you guys as birds. I'm gonna say, oh, yeah, I guess I could. I was gonna say maybe that number's too big, but I'll keep it. I have 22 birds. You guys are on my birdies. I have 22 birds. Let's see, a few are gonna fly away. We'll say 10 fly away. 10 fly away. You naughty birds flew away. Oops. 10 birds fly away. How many are left? That way the person that's solving the problem knows what to do with these problems or with these numbers. So I have 22 birds, 10 birds fly away. How many are left? So I'm going to have 22 as my whole. 10 went away. 22 minus 10 will give me 12. 12 is what's left over. All right. So let me go back to my to-do list. So we have video if you wanted to do that. Your quick check. So you should have 1-1 and 1-2 done by today. Your independent practice we just did. Don't forget during the week to do iReady lessons. And then Friday, we'll talk about math facts. For Espanol, please keep practicing your Espanol however you choose to do so. For reading, read 20 minutes daily. Don't forget to work on iReady lessons or Lexia completing a level each week. And that is our homework for today. So we are finished. Let me stop sharing, and I will see you guys tomorrow on Thursday, where again, we will have our special guest of Miss Blotman joining us to do a live PE lesson. Okay. See you later.